Shall I start, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hello and welcome to Dr. Kalam IS Academy. Dear students, we'll continue our discussion and we'll start with a new thing, that is NCERT. NCERT are very important, and in fact most of the UPSC questions are coming from NCERT. Keeping in this in mind, first time in our institution we are conducting NCERT basic course. It is generally not done in any of the institutions. There's some simply wrap up the things. We are taking the exclusive things. I will make sure that what all the things important needed in the NCERT will be taught to you. Having said that, let us start. Dear students, okay, okay. Please write some like okay. So we'll take up the most important NCERT things. Whenever a student come across in the preparation of civil service, you will be in puzzle as to what to read, what not to read. In that, especially the NCERT. Some say that you have to read all NCERT, some say that you have to make selective studies. In this series, to begin with, I have taken that NCERT which is most important, the most important. Dear students, the things which I'll be taking now in the NCERT will be covering your topics with respect to ethics, the things which I have highlighted in blue: ethics, essay, governance, constitution, polity, social justice, international relations, and also some parts of GS1 society will be included, security and disaster management. Not only that, it will be of great help to interview. So by now, I think you can guess the topic or the NCERT books which I am thinking of and which I'll be teaching. Dear students, that is the social and political life. For a holistic development, we should have a balance between social, political, and economic life. In fact, in your constitution, they have come up with fundamental rights and also fundamental duties. Fundamental rights cover the political aspect, and your directive principles of state policy cover the social and also the economic aspects. For a holistic development of an individual, all the three are important: political, economical, and social. This you can apply to any individual or any group or any society. Say, for example, take up the case of women empowerment. Can we have women empowerment if we have only the political aspect of empowerment? Or can we have women empowerment only if they have social empowerment? Or can we have women empowerment with only political and social, not having economical? Not possible. For the holistic development of an individual, a society, an organization, or anything for that matter, social, political, and economic aspects are very important. Since the political aspects can be given equally, say for example, voting rights, since they can be given equally, they are made justiciable and they are made as fundamental rights. On the other hand, our social aspects, social means just to begin with, think that relating to society, our economic aspects, relating to the economic purchasing power, the money, the growth, the developmental things. They are put in directive principles of state policy. Here, directive principles of state policy are non-justiciable, means you cannot take these things into the court of law if there is injustice inflicted on you with respect to this ground. Nevertheless, political, social, and economical aspects are very, very important. Coming back to my previous example of women empowerment, think of a situation where the status of a woman is very high. In the ladder of caste system, we can say, like, say, for example, they are from the priestly class or something like that in a higher, but they don't have political power. If they don't have economical power, we cannot think of women empowerment. Similarly, in many cases, say, for example, you have got economic empowerment, you have got a lot of money, but your status in the society is very low, you don't have any political power, then also empowerment cannot. So, in this context, this social and political life becomes very, very important. Dear students, as I told you, it will be covering major part of the UPSC syllabus. Here, as we have gone through the previous year essay paper, you can notice by the things what we discuss, most of the questions have appeared. Dear students, the topics which I am teaching today, in this topic, more than 10 UPSC questions have come, not in the previous year, but from when the UPSC began. Say, for example, for the last 10 to 15 years, if you go to the previous year questions, more than 10 to 15 questions can be answered by the things which I'll be explaining today. First, we'll be discussing the social and political life textbook for class 6. Afterwards, dear students, we will be moving on to the next aspect in the same line, that is with respect to the social and political life. Social and political life, part 2. Then you may ask me, why social and political life? My dear students, in fact, before this name was given, social and political life, the books related to polity, political science, were named as civics books. I'm from Navodaya school. When I was studying, these were named as civics things. So civics 1, civics 2, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th civics books. But of late, the NCERT team came to the conclusion that this civics is having a connotation. Civics is having a overlapping or the legacy of the Britishers. And they thought that civics grew out of certain colonial past and therefore required a change. And moreover, civics had been focused only on describing government institutions and programs. So for that, in the recent new editions, the term civic has been removed. My dear students, before I forget, let me tell you a very important thing. All the things which I'm teaching will be uploaded in the app for you to read. But what I suggest to you is take a pen and make note of very important key points which I speak. And also, please note the things which I stress upon, because I'll be interrelating this NCERT with many other important sources like in your India Air book and also the previous year questions, other related topics, all these things. So the NCERT team decided to come up with a new concept, social and political life, and it has replaced the word civics. Civics is the study of rights and obligations of the citizens in society. In gist, you can say that civics deals with rights and duties. Make this a sentence. If you want to write in the sentence, you can say that it is study of rights and obligations of the citizens in a society. It's a self-explanatory thing, but since it has got the connotation of the legacy of British, we have changed the name of civics to social and political life, and it is very, very important for civil service examination. And you civil servants will be serving the society, and you should have a fair understanding of the social and political life in India. This is one of the most important and beautifully written books. Dear students, social and political life is a new subject. In this, it simultaneously expands its scope by including the various aspects of societal, political, and economic life, so that we are dealing with the society in a holistic way. Right? First, we'll be discussing this. Next, we'll be discussing the social and political life part 2, 7. Afterwards, we'll be discussing the social and political life part 3. If you go through these three books, it will be very important. By the end of these three books, you will come to know that you can answer nearly 50% of the essay questions. You can answer majority of the GS3 questions, which are not specifically related to topics like specific field of specialization, the things which are asked in general. Societal aspects will be covered. After that, based on the interest you show and also the availability of time, we will be concluding the things and we will be proceeding with the democratic polity of class 9, the democratic polity of part 2 of 10th, then the Indian constitution at work, political theory, and the politics in India since independence, contemporary world politics. So here you can notice that the last book is containing the things related to international affairs also, which is a part of your GS3 syllabus. To begin with, we will be focusing on social and political life because these, after class 8, these are some of the things which are more related to polity, which need in-depth analysis. So the first three things we'll take as a package and we'll make that as a basis on which we can build upon this, the whole UPSC syllabus. My dear students, so just by the heading, by now, you can notice that it will cover essay, governance, constitution, polity, social justice, international relations, society, security and disaster management things, ethics, integrity and aptitude things, and it is very much important for your interview also. Dear students, let me ask you a simple question. What is the importance of NCERT? So you all know this one. Let me tell you two things and ask you if you have any further idea. It is known that NCERTs contain reliable and authentic information. There is no doubt about this. NCERT books explain the subject matter in a simple language. Can anyone say the importance of NCERT other than these two? What is the importance of NCERT other than these two things which I have mentioned? Okay, dear students, let me tell you one important thing to you. NCERT books are based on research. These are not guides. These are not the things which are haphazardly written. Out of my experience of going through and seeing thousands of successful aspirants, what I found is students who read NCERT books have a greater chances of success because it is a place where your thought evolves. You may not be noticing, but the research itself has taken care as to how the concept has to evolve. Democracy, socialism, what is democracy? What is government? See, with the very topic, diversity. India is a country of diversity. It is said that India is a country of constitutional, continental proportions. So, in this diversity, how can we bring unity? That is the first chapter. So, what I am stressing on, please, if you are preparing for 2022, make sure that go through the NCERT books, which I tell you from cover to cover. Dear students, previously in the slide I showed you the importance of NCERT books in UPSC preparation. Next was the importance of NCERT notes in UPSC preparation. Please don't go for NCERT notes because, as I told you, dear students, these are the books which are prepared based on research to evolve the topic. You just go on reading. The concept itself builds on. It is prepared in such a way. That is one point why you have to go for NCERT. I have written 7 times UPSC civils, mains, went to interview thrice. The major credit of all this success goes to NCERT books. Next, NCERT books are prepared by the stalwarts or subject matter specialists. This is a very, very important thing. Take any topic like geography, polity, economy, environment, all these things. These are written by the top people in the field. And in fact, these are the people who will be preparing questions for you. Say, for example, economic questions. If UPSC thinks of preparing economic questions, whom will they approach? Definitely top in the field. These are the people who have written this. If not they, their colleagues, their students are the people who will be setting the things. And the most important thing, NCERT books are the UPSC books, my dear students. The term UPSC books, my teacher M. Lakshmikant, the stalwart of polity, always used to use this one. One of the reasons why Lakshmikant book is not replaced and it is having the monopoly in polity is Lakshmikant sir is taking the things from the UPSC books. UPSC books are those books from which UPSC is picking the questions. My dear students, you may get any good subject from anywhere. It is different. But what if the questions are coming from that book? If you are not reading that book, you should read those books from which the UPSC is picking questions. Knowledge is not the matter here. You have got sufficient knowledge, but you should know from where the questions are coming. So NCERT books are the UPSC books. What are UPSC books? UPSC books are the books from which UPSC is picking questions line by line. The students, I will show you as we proceed directly from which line the UPSC has taken the question. Right? With this little background, let us proceed. And within like some 4 to 5 minutes, we'll have some things related to the previous section. Can anyone say what is administration? This we have discussed. You have to be fast. What is administration? What is bureaucracy? What is public administration? Okay, let me go fast and let me just like go in a lightning speed and finish off all these things so that you will be having a continuity, because these are the important concepts which you have to have a clarity while you are preparing for civil service. My dear students, administration is a very, very important aspect. Administration refers to two important essential things, that is collective effort and common purpose. We can say that there is administration if there is collective effort and common purpose. If administration is in governmental setting, then we call it as public administration. If it is in private setting, then we call it as private administration. Then we have discussed the difference between administration, organization, and management. Administration determines the policy. Management execute the policy using the organization. Administration determines the organization, management uses it. Administration determines the organization, management uses this. Organization is the function. You can relate organization to a machinery, management to a executive, and administration to a direction. Administration defines the goal, management tries towards it. Organization is the machine of the management in its achievement of the ends determined by administration. These are the things which you have to be clear of. And administration is a very broad concept which includes within itself the organization and management. And bureaucracy, very important thing, most misunderstood concept. Bureaucracy is a concept. When this concept is implemented, it gives rise to an organization. Bureaucracy is a legal rational authority. It is legal because the authority is exercised by means of rules and procedures. It is rational because the means which you are using are expressly designed to achieve certain specific ends. Anything which has the following characteristics can be called as bureaucracy. My dear students, bureaucracy refers to that concept which is used to manage all big organizations. Bureaucracies have hierarchy, they have defined competence, and it is the bureaucrats are selected based on merit. They have a fixed salary, and their office is the sole occupation. Bureaucracy is characterized by system in which there is promotion based on seniority and merit. Bureaucrats are subject to strict discipline. And there are some structural properties which we can deduce from these characteristics. They are division of work, hierarchy, system of rules, role specificity, and behavior properties, rationality, impersonality, rule orientation, neutrality. Dear students, if we manage to have all these things, we can have the most superior model. Once, if the people are ruled by bureaucracy, they cannot think of any organization. It is the most superior form of managing the things, especially in big organizations. These are some of the things we discussed in our previous class. Now we'll be dealing with the social and political life NCERT, which is having relevance and have direct implication on essay, society, governance, constitution, social justice, international relations, security, disaster management, ethics, integrity and aptitude, and interview. Dear students, social and political life. The first unit is named as diversity. Chapter number 1, understanding diversity. In this, you should have a fair understanding as to the whole chapter revolves around some of the basic things which they have tried to inculcate into a sixth standard student. In that, you civil service aspirants have to keep these things in mind as to how to bring unity in diversity. So, at the end of the chapter, you should have a fair understanding as to how to bring unity in diversity. See, after discussing everything which is present in the NCERT, we should correlate this to the syllabus, the previous year questions. How to bring unity in diversity? Can diversity leads to disunity or division? These are the things which are at the core of this chapter, which are at the core of this unit. Dear students, this chapter has to be understood in the context of the preamble. Not only this chapter, anything, whatever you do in the civil service preparation has to be in consonance with the Constitution of India, because Constitution is given by We the people, we have decided that this is the way we will be ruled. So the preamble is like a mirror to the constitution. Our constitution is a very, very vast, big document. It's like a big elephant. The preamble is like a mirror. In a small mirror, you can see the complete picture of an elephant. This is one of the first homework I'm giving you, my dear students. Please internalize and by heart the preamble, because preamble is the gist or the summary of the whole constitution. It is very, very important in every respect in civil service preparation, and it is important for prelims, mains written, and interview. Dear students, this is the most important thing, and here we have to correlate diversity with respect to the concept given here. With respect to the concept given in the preamble, that is socialist, secular, democratic republic, how justice has to be of three types: social, economic, and political. Liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. Equality of status and opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity. Fraternity, the brotherhood, assuring the dignity of the individual and unity and integrity of the nation. These are the things which you have to keep in mind while we are discussing the chapter. And all these things you have to internalize. Say, for example, when it comes with respect to equality, you have to say it is with respect to status and of opportunity. Fraternity, it is with respect to assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. Liberty means just freedom. Freedom of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. In a diverse countries, how it will be related. These are the things which you have to correlate and will be dealing as we move proceed. Okay, your chapter number 1 starts with some of the important questions which you have to think it over. What does diversity add to our life? Why should we have diversity? Is diversity a strength or a problem? Does diversity has anything important? What happens if there is no diversity? Can we compare the term diversity in society to the term biodiversity? What is biodiversity? Biodiversity means variety from the species level to the biome, ecosystem. Diversity, what's the need? What does diversity bring in our life? How did India become a land of diversity? Was India diverse from the beginning? Why we see a lot of diversity in India? The diversity which is found in India is to a greater extent not found anywhere, especially with respect to society. Why is this? What are the reasons for that? Are all kinds of differences a part of diversity? We have, this is a very, very important thing. Please, dear students, concentrate here. Can we consider all kinds of differences as diversity? If we consider all differences as diversity, then how can we achieve unity? Say, for example, take the case of a family. If you have difference of opinion among the members of a family, how can the family stand united? What is the difference between diversity and difference? Can we call all the differences as diversity? Can diversity also be a part of unity? These are some of the questions which are at the heart of this unit. And by the end of this chapter, you should have fair understanding, and also you have to come up with few additional things from your own thinking and knowledge. Dear student, it starts with a question. Do you see anyone who looks exactly like you do? Do you see anyone who looks exactly like you? In fact, my dear students, nothing in this world is exactly same. You cannot have anything exactly same. Do you think individuals are same, identical? You may be thinking of twins. In the twins also you'll be having two things: homozygous twins, heterozygous twins. Heterozygous twins may not be appear, at least physically is the same. Do you think the atoms what we have are identical to each other? No. Do you think the electrons within the atom are identical? No. Because they have different spinning, different revolution, different charges, different circles, different paths. Nothing in this world is exactly identical. Everything, in fact, is unique, one of its kind. There may be some things which are common or which are near, but nothing is exactly same. Dear students, the point what I want to stress upon is everything is unique. Nothing is identical. As I told you, even the electrons within the atom are not identical. Then how can you think the cells, the individual, the organism, the species, the community, the society, the country to be identical? No. Diversity is inevitable. Dear students, people are different from each other in many respects. They look different. They might belong to different region, culture, religious background. Their clothing, eating habits may be different. And these are the things which makes India an interesting and also a diverse country. If everything would have been the same, if there is no diversity, can we think of anything which can evolve de novo? If everything is same, dear students, everything in diversity, you can write everything with respect to the clothes, religion, race, caste, traditions, everything. The way we approach the things, the way we do the things. Say, for example, eating habits. One may be non-vegetarian, another may be vegetarian. The way we prepare the food, the way we dress, these are all parts of diversity. Dear students, each one of us have a unique drawing style. In the book, they have asked to write a picture, if possible, exactly has these kind of pictures which you have given. My dear students, it is found that we cannot draw anything exactly same because one of the main reason is we have unique way of writing. That is the reason why we have signature. Say, for example, I simply write my name. I may be like writing, say, for example, let me just show you the thing. So I may be writing, can you write exactly the same? In fact, my signature almost similar to this one. It is found that it is not possible. We cannot make exactly the same. Every signature, everything what we write, there may be similarity, but we cannot write exactly the same. Do you think it would be easy for you to make friends with someone who are very different? from you? My dear students, let me ask you this question. Any of you, can you answer this question? This is a question asked in the NCERT textbook itself. They've asked, do you think it would be easy for you to make friends with someone who are very different from you? Or do you think it is easy to make friendship with the persons who are similar? If you say that it is difficult to make friendship with the persons or people who are entirely different, then how can we bring about unity? We are talking about this concept. How to bring about unity in diversity? See, if you cannot make, say for example, I am a student from a village background, and there is another student who has come from a very posh family background from Delhi, from metro. He comes in car, I come by walking. There are many things different. Can we become friends easily, that easily? Or there is another person who has also come from village. The chances of people who are having similarity becoming friends are very high. Then how to bring about unity in this diversity is the point which you have. Please think it over. We'll answer this question by the end. How to bring about unity in diversity? Unity in diversity is the phrase which was coined by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. It's a very, very important thing, a thought-provoking concept. Unity in diversity. Dear students, in this chapter, they mention a small story, a small sequence in which they use two boys. In that, one is Samir 1 and the another is Samir 2. Samir 1 is a person who is well off. He's having a bicycle, he dresses good, and is a posh looking person. On the other hand, Samir 2 sells newspaper. And it is also said that Samir 1 and Samir 2, they have many things in common, at the same time they have many things in different. And NCERT in this chapter says that Samir, one person is Hindu and another person is Muslim. Here they have made this point to show you like what are the differences, how difficult it is to have a friendship with the persons who are entirely different. Say for example, when the person Samir who is sitting on the bicycle, when he speaks to the Samir who is selling the newspaper, he feels little uneasy because he's well off. He's selling the newspapers. He's not that educated. He didn't go to school. This is one example to show that there can be similarities, but yet there can be differences. I was not previously knowing that Samir is a name which is used to name both in the Hindu and Muslim community. Moving forward, what does diversity add to our life? What happens if there is no diversity? Think it over. What happens if we don't have diversity in our life? Will the life be interesting or it will be boring? What are the things which you get if there is diversity? Think of a situation in a village where all the people in the village belong to the same caste, same tradition, same thing. All the people in the village, they prepare the same food. They have the same socio-cultural and economic aspects. How did it appear? You might have friends who are very different from you. You have probably eaten different kinds of food in their homes, celebrated different festivals with them, tried out clothes they wear, and learned some of their languages as well. Yes, this does happen. I, in fact, learned Hindi by one of my friend. Some two, three were there in my class who were from North India. I studied BSc Agriculture. There were some four people like my name is Raghu. After that, it was like, yes, there was a girl by name Sarita. This girl got second rank in IFS, Indian Forest Service, even while she was studying her master's itself. Why I told this is, I learned in fact Hindi from this girl and another boy. I used to make a lot of mistakes, but somehow I learned. We learn, say for example, the things we prepare, maybe our chapatis, puris, the things, they're not with respect to the one Indian thing. It is brought by many people who have come to India over a period of time. So with diversity, we have got many, many things to learn and we'll be getting more of the things. And NCERT says that this can be understood by taking a very important example in which storytellers. All the children are fond of storytelling, listening to stories. In this, they ask a question. Say, for example, all the storytellers are made to stay in a given place, made to eat the same food, made to do the same work, everything same. Are you getting me? Say, for example, there are some 100 storytellers. If they are forced to stay in the same society, talk in the same way, do the same things, then how will the story of these people appear? Let me elaborate in the word of NCERT. Imagine if all the storytellers and writers that you have heard and read so far were forced to live in a place where all the people wore the same two colors, red and white, only two colors, ate same food, potatoes, took care of same two animals, deer and the cat, and entertained themselves playing snakes and ladders. If all are made and all are given this framework, what kind of stories do you think they would be writing? Is this point clear to you? If this is the thing, what kind of things you can think of, right? So there won't be anything different. You're using the same colors, you're using the same animals, you're living in the same situation, everything. Then definitely your stories, my stories almost will be same. There is a need of diversity. In fact, we are traditional societies. In this, we do marry outside the society of what is like our cousins, our near relatives. Many because of they want variety. If there is no diversity, there is no variety, life won't be interesting. It will be boring. You'll be having the same things everywhere. The same here with respect to storytellers. Storytellers come from different backgrounds, different places. They have got different ideas. They are exposed to different things, right? Similarly, different ways in which people in India do the things. In this respect, they have given some important things on which you have to ponder about. What are they? Different ways in which people pray through singing a hymn, bhajan. There are many other ways: going to church, going to a mosque, going to a gurudwara. Even in religions, there are differences. The way Sunni Muslims pray, the way Shia Muslims pray are entirely different. One bow their head by standing on their knees on the ground. Another, they just stand and they pray. And there are different ways of getting married. Some go to court and they get registered. Some go to church. Some go to mass. Some conduct elaborate ceremonies. And in some tribes, till now, you have got many different things like swayamvaras. And in some tribes, there are also some things like elopement. That is also a form of marriage in tribes. When the boy and girl feels that they are good pair, they will elope. These are some of the cultural practices which are present in some parts of the world, not only world in India. Different ways in which people dress. See, this is a dress which is there worn by the Manipuri women. They wear pahanek, means it is a thing where there'll be like a lungi kind of thing which they wear. Afterwards they will be having a shawl and there will be jacket. This is pahanek in Manipur. If you go to southern India, it is different. Once I went to Chennai, Madras, there, like, I got little shocked because the auto rickshaw drivers were using lungi there. Like, we do use South Indians, but auto rickshaw drivers some way may use different dresses, shirt, trousers, lungis, different things, different ways in which people greet each other. In Jharkhand, they say Johar to greet each other. When I went to Delhi for UPSC preparation, I saw something different greeting Jai Ram Ji ki, Jai Ram Ji ki. So what is this? There are different ways. When a Muhammadian meets other, he says Salam Alaikum. The other one say Walaikum Assalam. There are different ways of greeting the people. There are different ways of cooking rice by making biryani with meat or vegetables. All the people, like in the hot spot of UPSC preparation, it's Ashok Nagar or Gandhi Nagar in Hyderabad, where I stayed for a long time. In fact, all the students there are fond of biryani, bawarchi biryani. There are other ways of making the food, like roti, chapatis. On the other hand, our coastal people are not used to eat chapatis. They want rice, they want pickle. So there is variety, there is diversity in all this respect. This diversity brings a colorful thing. My dear students, we have to make sure that in this diversity, we evolve unity. Don't think that if all the people are same, if the diversity is not there, like there is homogeneity, there will be peace. In a society where you have got different religion, caste, traditions, customs, all these things, don't think that in those societies conflict is bound to occur. No. Take for the example of West Asian countries. In West Asian countries, there almost the whole country is Islamic. There, the two brothers are fighting with each other. They are bitter enemies. On the one front, Saudi Arabia read Sunni. On the other hand, Shia. They're fighting. They're the brothers of the same religion. In the same way, don't think that if you have the same caste people in your village, there will be unity. There won't be quarreling. No. If you take the case of our own thing, say for example, Rayalaseema, one Reddy will be behind another Reddy, one Naidu will be behind another Naidu. Why that? As we grow, we brothers fight with each other. So, my dear students, thinking that diversity leads to differences, which leads to disunity, is a wrong thing. In fact, we can find unity in diversity. Superficially, it may appear like if all are there. Say, for example, it is often said, like if there is a place where if like more than 4 to 5 girls meet or some women meet, it is said that difference of opinion will be more and they will be bound to quarrel. So here homogeneity, even then you have got differences, disunity. So dear students, what I meant to say is diversity is in fact our strength. Some people have the notion that if in our country, in our place, if we have people of our caste, our religion, our people, the place will be peaceful. No. In fact, it becomes a hell in many cases if not properly managed. Diversity, if it managed, it can lead to unity. India is a country of many diversities. We speak different languages. We have various types of food, celebrate different festivals, practice different religions. But actually, we do many things that are similar, except that we do them in different ways. My dear students, when you are talking of diversity, you have to take the whole 360 angle for this one. What I meant to say is that say for example, we do many things that are similar, except that we do them in a different way. Say for example, think of some of the values and ethical standards, the things which we practice. Say for example, patriotism. Oh, we all have a patriotic attitude. Patriotism is one of the most revered thing. Dying for the nation is the most honorable form of dying. But this is not the only way. One may express patriotism by joining military. Another may express patriotism by writing patriotic poems, Rabindranath Tagore. Another may express the patriotism by following the fundamental rights and duties, by helping the poor, by seeing that law and order is maintained. Another may express patriotism by not breaking the rules and regulations, always abide by the constitution. Here, the concept or the value or the thing which we are representing, that is patriotism, is same. But they are expressed, they are manifested in different form. Equality. Equality, the thing is same, we are practicing that, but it may be in different form. So in actually, we do many things that are similar, even when there is a lot of diversity, except that we do them in different way. We want to unite with the supernatural. That is the ultimate aim of all religions, but we do in different way. Ram, Rahim, Allah. Jesus, all these things are different forms. All religion speaks of peace. Religions doesn't make, in fact, doesn't lead to conflict. Religious principles are same, are the basis. They're based on the ethical standards. But when these religious things get mixed up with economical and social things, it leads to communalism. It leads to clashes. So very important thing, communalism results from not in per se directly by following certain religious beliefs. When these religious beliefs, religious standards get mixed up with economic and social factors, that leads to conflict, not the beliefs themselves. What do we, how do we explain diversity? Why we have diversity? In India, we have got huge diversity. It is a country of continent proportion. The diversity which you see in a continent is seen in a country, in India itself. With respect to anything, race, caste, religion, any you take anything, you have you have Negroes, you have Mongolites, you have Dravidians, you have mixed races. Everything is present. How can we explain this? How did India get this diverse? My dear students, NCERT says that migration, historic factors, and geographical factors have given rise to or influenced the diversity of the religion to a greater extent. What are the important things which influence diversity? Factors which give rise to or influence diversity of a region are majorly migration, historic factors, geographical factors. These students, the things which are given in the NCERT should be the basis. You have to build upon that one. When I say three, don't restrict yourself. Don't restrict your thought to these three. Think of other reasons, other factors which have given rise to diversity. Can you think of any other thing which has given rise to diversity other than these things? Can we think of marriage? Marriage between different caste, different religion, or marriage within a caste, within a religion. This also leads to diversity. Can we think isolation? Can we think interlinking, intermixing? What are the other ways which give rise to diversity? According to NCERT, migration, historical factor, and geographical factors are the three important factors which have given rise to or influenced the diversity of India. In migration, people go to new lands, new places to settle, and in some places, new people to trade with, or they may go to new places because of famines, droughts, in search of work, war. These are the reasons mentioned in MCRT which are leading to migration, which is leading to diversity. Can you think of other reasons why we migrate? Can we think of marriage? Say, for example, when a girl marries, she will be moving to other place. Can we think this has that which has led to one of the factors which has led to diversity? What are the other reasons for which we migrate? See around. You find different people who have come from different places. Why have they come? Migration is the major factor which is influencing diversity. Dear students, as people began to make their home in new places, people began to change a little. At the other times, they managed to do the things in old ways. People began to change a little, and at the other time, they managed to do the things in the old way. Say, for example, take the example of our Banjara community, Lambana community. They have migrated to your place long before. Still, they have been maintaining their same old traditions, which are said to be present in Rajasthan even till date. What are the reasons for that? When the people who migrate to a particular place, if they stay in concrete groups, the chances of they following the old ways, old traditions and customs will be great to a greater extent. If they mingle with the local people, it will be a different thing. So the language, food, music, religions become a mixture of the old and new. Out of this intermixing of the cultures comes something new and different. This is of a great value. What is a hybrid? What is a hybrid? A hybrid is one which you get when two distinct parents are combined. Hybrid is that which results when two distinct parents are combined. In the same way, out of these intermixing cultures comes something new and different. That will be, in fact, interesting, different, and in some respect, it will be more good, better, and best than compared to the previous one, where you'll be taking good things from all and you'll be coming up with something which is new and good. So, the point here is in migration, there is diversity. If there is migration, there is diversity. How diversity? Diversity in simple terms, you can express that as variety. So how varieties will be created? One, when you migrate, you may change a little. Sometimes you may not change. So when you change, also you are creating variety in that area. When you don't change, you are also creating variety in that area. And sometimes we mix and there is a synthesis of something new. This intermixing, we get something new and different. This leads to diversity. This is what happened in India. India is a place where people have accepted many different religions, race, caste, sex, everything. In fact, the majority religion, the Hinduism, is all assimilative. In fact, many people who came long back, they had different cultures, different God, everything. But Hindu culture somehow assimilated all these things into its own fold. But it was somehow not possible for it to assimilate monotheistic religions like Christianity and Islam because they are purely like one God concept, those kind of things. Otherwise, in fact, this would have assimilated those religions also, and they would have also made as some subcaste within the Hinduism. Migration leads to diversity. The other important things are historical factors and geographical factors. This in NCERT they have explained beautifully by taking the Kerala and Ladakh example. Dear students, We will take a break for 10 minutes and we will reassemble and continue with the things. Please ponder over and think on the things which I have shared with you. And exactly after 10 minutes, shall we have break for 10 minutes or 15 minutes? What is the thing? Okay, will be having break for 15 minutes and we'll come back, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, done.